friends, welcome back to Llama Mama Kayla's Yarn Tube. I'm Kayla. Thank you for stopping by for today. This video is especially for Vicky G. Vicky is trying to do a granny stitch and her sides are ending up not equal, and so I thought I would do a quick little video here just to try to help Vicky out. So maybe, I'm not sure what is going on while she's doing her granny square, but we're just going to go over it one time, really slow and simple. So we're going to make a slip knot, ever how you're used to making a slip knot, and then put that on your hook. Now I'm going to get started with this, and then I'm going to change to my other hook once I get my center done. So I'm going to chain 4. Okay, so I've chained 4. So next I'm going to slip stitch into that first chain, grab my yarn, pull it through, and then pull it through the loop that is on my hook. Okay, now I'm going to chain 3, and this counts as our first double crochet. Okay, then I'm going to yarn over, find the center here somewhere. It doesn't have to be exact. Just somewhere right down here, make a little hole, go through, okay, yarn over, pull through, yarn over and pull through 2 loops, and yarn over and pull through 2 loops. That is double crochet. So now we have 2 double crochets and we need 1 more. Okay, 1 more double crochet and we have 3. The chain that we started with, and then 2 double crochets, and that counts as our 3. This isn't the part that Vicky's having trouble with. I just thought I would go over this a little slower than I normally do. And then we chain 2, and then yarn over, and we're going to do 3 double crochets right in the center of this little circle that we have going on now. 3 double crochets. Okay, I have 2, and I need 1 more. Okay, so now I have 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets. Okay, chain 2, and now we're going to do 3 more double crochets, all right there in that middle. So now we have 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets, chain 2, and 3 double crochets. So we need to chain 2, and we're going to put 3 more double crochets into the center. Okay, and now look what we have. 3, a corner, 3, a corner, 3, a corner, and 3. So now we need to make our last little corner here, and we just chain 2 and slip stitch in to the top of that 3rd chain, the original 3rd chain that we made. Now I'm going to be honest, most of the time I just slip stitch into the middle double crochet, because I like the way it kind of squares up my square a little bit instead of splaying it out. But you're really supposed to slip stitch into the top of this 3rd right here, top of that 3rd chain. Okay, so slip stitch into that, and then slip stitch onto the loop you have on your hook. Okay, we need to get to this corner over here. So we are going to slip stitch into that middle double crochet, slip stitch into the 3rd double crochet, and now slip stitch into the corner. Now people have different techniques for how they slip stitch. Some people slip stitch in the back loop. You can do whatever you want to do there. Just get to this corner. Okay, so now we're at that corner, and I can change hooks now. Okay, so which one? Okay. And when you are crocheting, say you stretch out your stitch, and then you come back to it and put your hook in, you do want your working yarn that you're pulling, you want that yarn the closest to you. Whatever yarn is pulling, the one that is actually moving, you want that yarn the closest to you. Okay, we're ready to start round 2. So what we're going to do is chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and put 2 more double crochets right here. So now we have, counting our chain 3, that makes 3 double crochets, chain 2, and we need to put 3 more double crochets in the same corner. I'm not sure exactly where Vicky is having her mishap at, but I'm gonna show you something here that might just help you. It could be that when you're crocheting back around, you're not catching your new side there. So when you're crocheting back around, you might just be continuing to crochet around and not joining and starting a new corner every time or something like that. So what I suggest you do is put a stitch marker right here. And I'm very guilty of that sometimes. If I'm watching a movie or a show and I'm not really paying attention to what I'm doing, I will zoom on past that and just continue to crochet instead of joining right there. So this is what we have so far. Our little center right here, and then we have our new corner, and we put a stitch marker here so that we know when we get to that corner, we have to join and start a new round. I'm thinking that might be the issue that Vicky's having. I'm not for certain though. All right, and so we have our corner. I'm going to chain 1, and I'm going to start a new corner right here and just put 3 double crochets. Three double crochets, chain 2, and 3 double crochets. Okay, so we have 2 corners done now, and I'm going to chain 1 and start my new corner, the next corner. Okay, and then chain 2, and then 3 more double crochets. I need to pull some yarn out. Okay, so I have my third corner. We have 1 more corner. I'm going to chain 1 and then do another corner. Okay, while I'm doing this, some people ask about the chain 1 in between the clusters and corners. Some people do them and some people don't. It's up to you. It's not going to change much on your project. If you don't chain 1, it might just make your blanket a little It doesn't make any kind of difference. I really just don't believe that it makes any kind of difference. I don't know why I chain one. Habit. Some people don't chain one. Habit. I was gonna say it might make your blanket just a little tighter. Not the stitches, but just the gaps between the clusters. It might make that just a little bit tighter if you don't chain one. But there's no right or wrong way there. Chain one, don't chain one. It's your habit, whatever you're used to doing. So we're at the end. We've done every corner. Chain one, and we're going to slip stitch into the top of the third over here, or the middle, as I do. Whichever one you want to do. There's not a right way. There's not a wrong way. It works. It'll work. I'm just going to slip stitch into that second, the middle is what the one I go into, just because I want to square up my square and pull it a little tighter there. Okay, so now we have finished round 2. We need to slip stitch over to this corner to start round 3. So what I'm thinking, let me just take this out and just show you. Without the stitch marker there, what I'm thinking Vicky may have done on one of her rounds somewhere along the way, I think Vicky may have got to this point and just continued to crochet some kind of way over. As in, just, I've done it before. Because at one point, maybe she had a little lumpy spot right there. I'm not sure. Maybe she just maybe she did connect. Maybe she did connect, but then she just continued into that square. And like this. That's what it looks like to me when I looked at her picture. Then she just kept on going. So she didn't start a new row. So definitely you want to make sure you do start that new row. So you slip stitch in, and then you got to slip stitch to this corner to start the new row. Okay. And then chain 3 to start row 3. And make sure you put in your 3 double crochets. Your chain 3 counts as the first one. And stick that stitch marker in there so you will remember that, hey, I'm starting a new row. I gotta go up. I can't just continue to go around. Okay. And then turn this into a corner. Yes, I've done that several times, Vicky, while I'm watching a movie or, engrossed in something else, talking to someone or whatever. I have done that where I didn't move up to make a new row. Somehow or another, I just continued to crochet on that same round and kind of made it like, like a continuous round or something instead of moving up. Same thing with, amigurumis. When you get to the end, some people just continue around, and then some people chain one to move up a row. I prefer to go continuous round on that instead of chain one, but same concept. I think some people, some people chain one to move up a row. That's what you need to do on this. You have to chain 3 to move up to the next row to start the new round. So that's what I'm doing on here. And I'm chaining 1, and now I'm on the side, so I'm doing 3 double crochets in that. Okay, and then I chain 1 And now I'm at my corner. So if you are going to be a chainer, remember that you chain 2 in every corner, and you chain 1 on the sides. So I hope this video was helpful to someone. I hope it helps Vicki. I'm not quite certain that this is your exact problem, but I think it is. I think somehow, because Vicki has ended up with, she'll end up with a square, but the picture that I saw, she had, I lost my concentration. 1 second, let me finish that and I will explain what Vicki had going on. Lost my concentration there, and now I gotta get my rhythm back. Okay, so Vicki had, when she finished, her square was not square. She had 4 rows of of clusters on, one side, and 5 rows on one side. So and I'm just going to do 3 rounds on this little square. The project I'm doing right now is 3 rounds of a granny, for granny squares. So I'm just going to do 3 rounds here. I messed up right there on that corner. Okay, so yarn over. We need to do a double crochet. Another double crochet. Okay, now chain 2. And 3 more double crochets. I slipped out of my yarn. I have my chain 2 on there, so now I just need the 3 double crochets. Alright, I chained 1, and now I'm going that my little in between the clusters here on the side. Okay, and 1 more corner. 1 more corner. Okay, I have 3 double crochets. Now chain 2. All right. Okay, my 3, chain 1, and then a little cluster in the middle. Then each time you go around, you're going to add another cluster area in your middle, because your blanket is growing, or square rather. So we're at the end. We need to chain 1, and then we're going to slip stitch right here. Okay, now that is big as I need my square. You can keep going and make yours, you know, square as big as you need to. You can just keep going and turn it into a blanket, whatever you need to do. So I'm going to finish off my square right here. Just remember, if you're going to keep going, I suggest using the stitch marker. So you've got to build up to the next row and use your stitch marker, so you'll remember that you're supposed to build up. Now, like I said, don't feel bad about that. I have done that many times. And I'll get back around. Like, I've went a whole round of big blanket, got back around, and I'm like, where's my beginning row? Because somehow or another, I just went over and kept going and didn't go up a row. Okay, so here we have our square. I'm going to lay this down. I'm going to try to go in close here for you. Okay, so your granny square. Here's the center. Here's a cluster, 1, 2, 3, that third row. But also, if you go to your corners and you count 1, 2, 3, that is how many rounds you have made from corner to corner. Wherever how many clusters you have, that's how many rows you have. If you have, say, 4 down here and 5 up here, and that's where your beginning is, I think you just didn't go up a row somewhere. Maybe in, you know, the row below or something. So that's it, guys. Thank you for watching. I hope this video helps Vicky. I hope it helps someone out there. Y'all stay safe out there and have a beautiful day. It's a wonderful day to crochet.